Phantom Gourmet, I'm Dan Andelman, and whether you're in the mood for steak or something sweet, you're guaranteed to find something good to eat at this hidden jewel. Where do you go if you're craving an overloaded steak bomb, a cheese-smothered chicken parm, or some thin-crust Italian pizza? The answer is LaCascia's. But what if you want something sweet like a cake or a cannoli or a lobster tail pastry bursting with cream? Well, the answer is still LaCascia's. Located in Burlington, Mass., LaCascia's Bakery and Deli is the go-to spot to feed just about whatever you're hungry for.
The amount of food we crank out of this place is staggering. Giant bakery, huge deli, lots of catering, pizza, kind of like a little mega store all in one spot.
It all began when the LaCascia family opened a small bread bakery in East Boston about 90 years ago. In 1980, they moved to this spot in Burlington. And today, the third generation of LaCascia's keep the tradition alive. 365 days a year, led by brothers Dave and Anthony, with plenty of help from the rest of the family.
I'm a general manager that focuses more on the deli side. My brother basically focuses on the whole bakery side. My sister is one of the cake decorators. My aunt is the head cake decorator. She's worked here for longer than I've been alive, I'm pretty sure. My brother-in-law, who is my sister's husband, he's been here forever too.
With all that family working together under one roof, keeping the peace can be challenging. But since the deli is on one side of the shop and the bakery is on the other, the LaCascia's have it all figured out. Usually.
And what's great is we don't work literally physically next to each other all day.
We all have our different departments.
If we did, someone would probably be in a headlock at the end of the day.
It's amazing we haven't killed each other over the years.
I'm not going to say you're not going to hear a little colorful language every once in a while or a swear here and there.
Some family businesses, I'm sure you heard, can be at each other. But
there's a lot of passion and a lot of love, and I think it shows in our product.
So to help keep the peace, let's explore each side of LaCascia's separately, starting with the deli, where the sandwiches are simply enormous.
I've been working here my whole life. I can't finish even a small sandwich here. I don't know how people do it.
One of the top sellers is the chicken parm, with cutlets that are baked, not fried, then bathed with sauce and cheese.
Our chicken parm crushes it. 3 full chicken cutlets in a large sub, provolone cheese, grated cheese, sauce. I mean, that's the meal and a half right there.
A different take on the chicken cutlet sub comes in the form of the da Parma, layered with prosciutto, fresh mozzarella, roasted red peppers, and basil. For a trip to cold cut heaven, order the Italian layered with premium meats, and bring a big appetite if you plan to tackle the steak bomb stuffed with all the good stuff.
There's so much steak in there that's so juicy and tender, you're gonna be blown away.
But out of everything coming out of the deli at LaCascia's, nothing is more popular than their steak tips.
If you were to walk through the door and someone said to me, I've never been here before, what should I get? You gotta go with the steak tips. The marinade we use is like a spare rib glaze that breaks down the steak to make it more tender. We use like the finest cut of steak, we tenderize it, we marinate it for like 48 hours. We take great care in our steak tips.
And to take the tip to the next level, order a sub known as the steak tip a la Fred, with onions, pepperoni, and pepper jack.
It's like an explosion of flavor. You get the pepperoni, the pepper jack that kind of like have a little kick to it, and then the caramelized onions that like smooth it out and sweeten it out, so it's really nice.
On the bakery side of LaCascia's, Anthony and his team turn out an eye-popping and waistline-expanding amount of sweets. There are cakes and cookies, tarts and tiramisu, arugula and raisin bread, and it's all irresistible.
Now, not to boast, usually if a customer's heading to the deli first with no intentions of buying something from the bakery, it's like a gravitational pull. They'll be pulled to the bakery, and they usually end up walking out with something, because as much as they want to have willpower, it's pretty tough when I feel like when you come into LaCascia's to have willpower.
And the most difficult treat to resist has to be LaCascia's made from scratch lobster tail.
Anybody I've ever brought one to that's never had one is blown away by it. I mean, the creamy inside and the flaky outside texture, it's really, I think it's a home run. It's the only product I really brag about here at LaCascia's. I try to be humble, but that one is I think, the best.
The bakery also cooks up classic Sicilian sheet pan pizza the same way they've been doing it for decades. Or if you prefer a thin crust pie, you can get that too, made on the other side of the store in the deli kitchen. But which one is better?
Which one's better? They had to ask me which one's better. I'm going to say my pizza's better because I've been making it for 23 years. And that pizza's a little newer, so I'm going to say my pizza. The Sicilian bakery pizza, but their pizza's great too. They're both good. Awesome pizza all around.
And whether you order from the deli or grab something from the bakery, at LaCascia's, it's all made with 90 years of delicious family tradition.
I mean, we've been around it our whole life, and now we're carrying the torch. You know, my grandparents looked down on us saying, geez, to think where this came from, a little grocery store bread shop, and now we have this. I would think they'd be proud. I know they'd be proud.
LaCascia's Bakery and Deli is at 326 Cambridge Street in Burlington, Mass. Online at LaCascia's.com. So that's a great place for steak tips, but if you're looking for a more luxurious